for a while, and that's the thing you killed the Rosemary harm. I guess I needed to tell her ahead of time to come. So. That's where we are.
Okay, we want to welcome everyone to our Monday, June 3rd, 2019 meeting of the Board of Commissioners. We'll start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're out of sync there a little bit. Okay, first on the agenda, we have our County Attorney, Matt Shipman.
I just have a couple of updates. Last meeting, we had a bunch of grant documents that Becky had brought over from Council on Aging. I did review those. I got those back to her, and those have been turned in at this point, so that was fine. I did review, and Rosemary's here today, the Fidlar agreement that Rosemary's for, and that's also acceptable. And then Jana had an ordinance that we needed to change a fee that I did. The law did just change on that. It literally goes in effect July 1st, so timing's good. So that ordinance looks good as well. Then the only other thing I had on my kind of to-do list that came from the last meeting is you had asked me to work on an RFP for an ADA audit. I've reached out to a couple places and working on that. Hopefully for next meeting in June, I'll have some.
Okay, I apologize because I didn't remember that. So Jen is also. So Jen will work with Matt on. I had her reach out to Tony Mayo at NDOT.
Okay.
Because that's who is kind of our ADA policeman for what we do. So
Jen and I can
you guys work together on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, I did not remember that part.
That's okay. It kind of came from a meeting, that's why I brought it up.
Yep.
So. And that's all I have. Unless you have questions for me.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we have Rosemary Brown for the Fidlar Bastion proposal. Morning.
Morning, Rosemary. Afternoon, Rosemary.
Yeah, let's go afternoon.
I'm asking you gentlemen to please sign the proposal for our Fidlar Bastion application. What it is, it's a hosting system for all of our Fidlar software, which is the recorder's package. They will keep all of the software, all of the data, all the images, and they'll be kept off-site in two areas. One's in central Iowa and one's in New Jersey for backup. The reason I'm doing this is because first it'll free up more space on the county's servers because all of ours won't be downloaded to that area. And we now have all of our books in the back downloaded to 1823, so we do have quite a bit of images on the county server. One of the things that Fidlar does as the host is they have employees that are constantly, every day, doing nothing but regulating to make sure that there's no malware or anybody doing a data breach. One of the things that I found was interesting, they're saying every 14 seconds someone has a data breach. That's pretty scary. Our images we are trying to keep so that they belong to the county, they belong to us, because people like to come in and obtain those images, and you can make money off of them, so we're trying as hard as we can to keep them under lock and key and also to have no data breach. Now, the proposal gives the amounts for the yearly Bastion. We do have that money in our budget. We have an identity security protection fund that the councils have to allow to be spent, and that money will be spent on this. It won't cover all of it, but the rest of it will come out of our perpetuation fund.
Okay.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the, approve the contract with the Bastion.
Bastion.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve the contract with Bastion for Rosemary. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary.
The actual copy, somebody have?
Right here.
I have one. If you need, I don't know. Do you need one? Actually, George has got the thing that needs to be signed.
Does it need to be seconded? Is that what you're asking?
George, did you second that? Or? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have Scott Wagner, but he wasn't feeling well today, so, but we do have his information on a well variance request, and that's from Greg Hollenbaugh.
Mr. Chairman, in light that the Scott's not here, basically when we get these, when we get these requests, we pretty much rely on the well people to tell us whether or not they will have an ability, because when you make a change, you have to have the ability to service the well. And we depend on a well driller to say they will. And in this case, I have a letter here dated May 28th from Hollenbaugh Well Drilling, and it said the building addition located at 820 West Old Trail Road for Brad Manier will not affect the well or any ability to service the well in the future. So even though Mr. Wagner's not here, I'd make a motion that we approve the request.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the request for the well variance for 820 West Old Trail Road in Columbia City. I'll second that. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. John Woodmansee, extension update. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I just wanted to give you a quick update on my program within Purdue Extension, which is Agriculture and Natural Resources. We're going to be spending our time just on this one sheet that says Program History. Just some things that I've been involved with in recent months. The Fort Wayne Farm Show is something that I work with area educators on. They had an attendance of over 30,000 at that particular event, and we work with Soil and Water Conservation District to put on educational seminars at that event as well, and we had just a hair over 1,000 people attend that. Another thing that I'm working with, I work with annually, is private applicator recertification programs. These are programs that private pesticide applicators, who would be basically farmers, need to have a certain number of these meetings, 3 within 5 years, to keep their license active. And so I conducted 3 of those particular programs this past year for Whitley County residents, and had attendance just over 150 at all those. We also provide those meetings at Fort Wayne Farm Show and also at Northeast Purdue Ag Center, or NEPAC. I also work with pork producers and the Beef Cattle Association on their events. We do a swine evaluation show just prior to the fair, so I'm working with them on that. I'm also very involved, as you know, Northeast Purdue Ag Center is in Whitley County, and so I'm kind of one of the point people with that particular Purdue farm. And in 2019, we've got field days scheduled for June 18th and August 22nd, and I work with Ed Ferris down in Huntington County. He kind of takes the first event, and I take the field day, so I kind of head up the August 22nd event. And again, that's for our local and regional farmers here. I also conducted a succession planting workshop this past year, and as you know, as everybody ages, there comes a time where you have to pass on management and ownership to succeeding family members, and so we had a lawyer at that and various other speakers to try to help pass not only the management but ownership to help farmers with that process. Under horticulture and master gardeners, we had a master gardener basic training this last fall. That's very similar to a college course in its time commitment and kind of in its makeup. It's 3 hours once a week, a 3-hour class once a week, and we had 13 of 15 graduate from that. Our master gardeners conduct several events and volunteer activities through the year, and the second sheet will give you a lot more detail on those kind of events, but I'm not going to go through that today in the interest of time. Just highlight the fact that our master gardeners last year logged 2,779 hours, and according to the independent sector, that's a value of over $67,000 to our community. We'll point out that master gardeners are one of the folks, or one of the groups, one of the key groups that helps take care of the gardens at Morses Park and several other public gardens, which really helps the curb appeal of Whitley County to its residents and also to its businesses. So, key player in that. Master Gardeners also conducted really a first-rate symposium in February, and one of our organizers is right here with us today. We had 157 attendees at that, plus 27 vendors. And I gave a presentation at that particular event on protecting pollinators. Under forestry and natural resources, again at NEPAC, we had a couple of events that were interesting last year. I hosted a venison processing workshop where we actually brought in a deer, hung it up, butchered it, and we ate venison that night. So that was kind of neat.
That's cool.
Held a pond and wildlife management workshop out at NEPAC, and a couple of other events. Envirothon, I worked with Soil and Water Conservation District here in Whitley County to present the forestry section of that particular event for 55 youth, and I conducted a forest management workshop. Woodlands, for a landowner, sometimes that's just kind of an extra piece of ground, but we try to help landowners manage their woodlands, whether it's for recreation or for potential timber harvest, to try to get the most out of that and think about taxes and so on and so forth. So I've got a Purdue expert that helps put that information out there. The final things here, I do a weekly news article that many of you are probably aware of, and among all the outlets that I send to, that's over 50,000 potential readership every week. And of course I have a lot of client inquiries, people asking questions. I had a tomato question this morning. So a lot of those just helping, again, local folks with problems in their lawn, landscape, garden, farm, etc. And lastly, I do serve on the Plan Commission, so that's a monthly commitment as well. So I'd be glad to answer any questions, but just wanted to give you kind of a program update from Purdue Extension and what I do.
Thank you, John, that's great.
Yeah, it does. Looks like you do a lot.
Big value to the community, it really is.
I've said before, I'm gonna say it again, I like your articles. So
Thank you.
can't tell you I read every one of them, but when I see one, I got to know more about that.
All right.
And I learn, so I appreciate you doing those articles.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next on the agenda, we have Brandon Forrester, Highway Department update. So Brandon, oh, there he is.
The first thing I have is we replaced our sign truck earlier this year and got it in service. We had boxes and things to put on it to get it ready, but I would like to have permission to sell the old sign truck on gov deals, is what we did last year with the old chip spreader and grade all. So technically it's your truck, but
Do you know how you're going to price that then, Brandon?
I'll go on like Blue Book or NADA and see what the.
Tough for a specialty vehicle like that.
Yeah, with being a flatbed, it's got utility boxes on it, but basically it's a 1-ton diesel, so.
Yeah, I think it's a desirable piece.
Well, I hope so.
How many miles?
It's about 200, I believe.
Just broke in.
Yeah, yeah, good. I think it's probably worthy of bringing top dollar for what it is, so, yeah. Okay. Did you need a consensus from us, or
Yeah, sure, something that,
do you want a motion?
Might as well.
I'll make a motion that we allow Brandon to sell the sign truck.
Okay, we've got a motion to allow Brandon to sell the sign truck. I'll second that motion. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Second on my list is community crossings. We've been, we're done with milling adjacent to concrete driveways, and I think we did some bumps. We've got just a couple more culverts that we're working out on Harold Road today, and we've started sweeping. We got to get loose. Whether it's sand from the winter or whatnot, we got to get the edges exposed and intersections cleaned up. I think we're getting closer to having a paving contractor, and there's 2 phases. First phase is basically Loon Lake and New Lake, Old Lake area. The main roads at the Tri-Lakes and Blue Lakes, and then the second phase is going to be like Wilson Lake, Goose Lake, Crooked Lake, and the side roads at Tri-Lakes. So we've got 2 different contractors. Phase 2, I don't have a schedule on. Phase 1, Fannie Brown, they're getting close. They're finishing up another job, the one on the lake, and planning on heading this way, so it could be soon. They'll probably start Loon Lake area or east, and as far as Brooks contract, I haven't heard anything from them. The other thing that I have is the city's SDI sewer project, update on that. Last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they did, they call it mill and fill, and so they basically cleaned up the edges and paved the areas within the project limits that were disturbed. And I drove that this morning. It looks nice. There's still there's some potholes that I told our guys, you just wait until they're done, and then these are just normal winter potholes, and so we'll get them out there and get the rest of that stuff cleaned up, and it'll be a lot better than what it was a couple months ago. Hopefully the people are satisfied with what's out there now. There was some damage also to adjacent roads from hauling and material in and out, and I have presented the information to the mayor, and he and I sat down and met. We have a tentative agreement that the city will pay a portion of that material and labor at $75.25. So I guess the next step is the mayor asked if our attorney would prepare an agreement. So I just, if it's all right with everyone, ask Matt to prepare, I'm guessing, a simple agreement for that. And I've got dollar amounts. I'll send you an email.
Any question on that?
I'm sure Brandon and I can, we're working on a couple of agreements with the city related to this, so we'll work through it.
Okay.
Bring it back for your approval.
So other than that, just, brushing, mowing, patching, normal stuff, trying to get everything prepped for community crossings, and then we've got some other things that we need to do, and then probably in July, we'll probably do some chip sealing. Not as much this year as the last couple, but
Okay, sounds good.
that's all I've got.
Appreciate the sign at 33 and 550. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long that sign's been there.
Probably a long time, but it just bugged one man, and I see it all the time, and I didn't notice it, so, till he brought it to my attention, so. Okay.
That was an easy thing.
Yeah, thank goodness, that was easy. Appreciate getting it done, though, so. There's, do you know where Mary Ann McCluskey lives?
I do not know where she lives.
Off of Cider Mill?
Okay. Mill Creek Run?
East, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
I see that, and I don't know if that's a county or not, but that sign is broken and hanging down.
Okay.
The street sign that would say, yeah.
If it's, Mill Creek Run, that's definitely ours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like the wind just kind of topped, the post is fine, but the actual sign is hanging down to like a west wind took it.
We'll get that one taken care of too.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Keep up the good work.
Yep, let everyone know that we appreciate what they're doing.
Yep.
It shows. It really
Yeah, it
does.
does. It does for sure.
I believe they appreciate hearing it.
Thank you.
And we thank you for all that you do also.
Thank you, sir. It's fun most of the time.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Claims. Don?
Yes, sir. I would make a motion that we approve the payroll claims.
Got a motion to approve payroll claims? I'll second that. Further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
And then I've had an opportunity over last Friday and again today to review accounts payable claims, and I didn't see any problems
Good.
with those.
Okay, got a motion to approve regular claims. I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Claims have been pretty good for quite a while here.
Yeah, doing well.
Means that Jana, your group's doing a good job up there too. Okay, minutes. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the meeting May of the 20th.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve May 20th, 2019 minutes. I'll second that. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. You guys have been doing a real good job on that.
Open enrollment group.
Angela Campbell, our HR director. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Annual group benefits enrollment, our open enrollment begins this week and will run through the 20th of June. They will be mandatory meetings this year to attend due to a few changes that employees need to be aware of, but they'll have.
So that'll be departmental meetings then, or?
No, Leslie will be here hosting them. There's 2 sessions each day beginning tomorrow through Friday.
Okay.
And then they'll have through the 20th to make any changes.
Can we still get VSP only?
Yes and no. VSP is what's been approved for next year, but I don't know what all other options are out there for that.
Okay. There's options.
We only discussed the medical benefits when they were here.
Yeah, we didn't go into the VSP of the,
They recommended to stay with principal for dental and vision, which is VSP.
Oh, yeah. So we are, and we can just enroll in that.
And if you're already enrolled and are not going to make any changes, you won't need to do anything.
Oh,
It's
okay.
only if you're making changes.
Oh, okay. No,
that-
okay.
gonna make it easy this year.
I guess so. I was looking forward to attending a meeting.
I'm sure Leslie would enjoy seeing you. And then Jen has the requests for use of
Jen, sure.
facilities.
Tell us your name and position.
Okay. Jennifer Shinberry, Commissioner's Assistant. We have 2 requests today. One is from Attorney Shipman on behalf of Columbia City Main Street Association. We have 5 different dates from 10:45 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. for food trucks. I don't know if you have anything to add. That's
Yeah,
the
I can,
information.
so, as you guys know, because I bring it up periodically, I've been on the Main Street Association as a board member for a while. One of the things we've done, at least one, I think last summer might have been the first, but once a month have 3 or 4 food trucks kind of come to downtown to try and just drive people to come to downtown, eat, shop. And so the dates that are in the request are those once a month. I can't remember what are they like the second Tuesday or something?
They don't coincide with First Friday or anything?
No,
Okay.
they're like a
Okay.
Tuesday.
Yep.
I can't remember.
6:19, 7:17, 8:21.
Yeah, they're at lunchtime and they're
Yeah.
the 3rd Wednesday of
Okay.
every month. So there's nothing else going on necessarily. So the reason for the request is we typically haven't even asked because it's been on the street. Well, this year, one of the feedbacks that we got was that it would be nice to have a place to sit. And so a couple of people had some long tables that they were willing to drop off for the event. So we're just going to set up a couple of tables by the gazebo so people can not have to eat in their lap. Hopefully encourages people to come down, sit and eat, and then maybe, walk into one of our other local merchants, which is the whole purpose, so.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the request for Main Street, Columbia City for the food trucks.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the request for Main Street for food trucks on, is it 4 different dates?
5, I think.
5 different
1, 2,
dates.
3, 4, 5 dates.
Okay. I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
And the second request is from Earl and Jeannie Tyson, and I believe Jeannie is here as well. She is hosting a 60th anniversary celebration at Community of Hope Church on June 29th and is requesting to reserve some parking spaces here from 12:30 to 1. The event is from 1 to 3:30, and as you are aware, that is wristband day at Old Settlers from 1 to 5, and the parade starts at 6 with lineup beginning at 3.
What day of the week are we talking about?
This is a Friday, Saturday.
Saturday? And they want parking back here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you mark them off then?
That's what we were hoping to do. And then we would just open it back. Our guests will probably be coming between 12:30 and 1:30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we would just open it back up at 1 so that
Mm-hmm.
it could be open.
Issue?
I don't really have an issue with that, if it's just going to be that.
I'd make a motion, we approve the request.
Got a motion to approve the request for
Community of Hope Church.
Community of Hope Church for an anniversary, 60th anniversary celebration for the parking behind the county building on June 29th, 2019. I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
So it's okay to block it off, like put something around it, and then we'll have somebody there, our guests are coming in, and that person would also take it all down.
I would think for that
That
limited,
half hour.
what's your thought on that? Is there any?
So, but the cars will be there from 1 to 3, right? So, as long as you guys understand what you're saying, only our people are coming between 12:30 and 1. We'll probably fill the parking lot. They'll take the structure down, or however many. And then, whenever people are done, they'll just leave and come and get in their cars.
I think it's fine, and I can't feature this, but what if they come to mark it off and the lot's full?
Those are
We
the-
can't guarantee that won't happen. So, you really might want to think about that on Friday night.
Like blocking it off earlier, or,
Mm-hmm.
and we would be allowed to do that? I mean, I would only press, I just want to make sure I'm doing.
It's all an
it right.
enforcement thing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the difficulty in all of it, is that.
sure it is. Yeah, I don't know what we do if people end up parking there.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to cause a problem either, that's the thing, I just,
Well, you picked a date when the office is closed. We won't have any business here. So, I don't know what effect Old Settlers Day will have on it, but I would just say probably get up there pretty early on Saturday and mark it off.
and are you talking just the employee part, or the whole area back there?
Well, what are you requesting?
What do you, yeah.
Well, we're kind of hoping for the whole thing, but like I said, I mean, and we may not even fill it, that's,
That's just a lot of cars.
I know.
If you're talking about everything.
We're thinking like 40 cars, so I don't know. I mean, if it would help the employees to be able to go to Old Settlers, could we just mark off not the employee part?
I think that would help.
Which is more the public area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say we'd have to do the public area.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Did you have anything else then, Jen? Okay. Anything further?
Just Janice ordinance, which, have you guys had a chance to look at that? The one that increases the fees?
Yes.
Yes, so
Yes.
really the only thing, the state changed it effective July 1st. That used to be a $5 fee, and it used to be we could have one. Now it's a shall, we have to charge a $10 fee for, and so, and it's effective July 1st, this new law that the legislature passed. Because it's a shall adopt an ordinance as opposed to a may, I'm of the opinion, and I think Jan agrees with me, that it really doesn't need to go to fee committee because we have to do it.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of number you have?
And I actually have that dated for next meeting.
oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah, so
no problem.
is that okay if we wait? Sure. I just want to make sure you guys were aware of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Just it had to be effect, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's
Sorry.
totally fine with me. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure if you would. Can I have my copy?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
If you needed it, I don't have anything else other than, Again, me putting my Main Street hat on, but First Fridays, this Friday is our First Fridays event downtown Columbia City, and there will be the normal First Fridays plus a movie on the square, as well as there's a barbecue cook-off actually this Friday, so lots of things all going on at the same time.
That'd be
Hopefully
great.
a lot of people will come down, and it's unfortunately graduation, so hopefully people will come after graduation for some barbecue.
Oh, yeah, it is graduation.
You can't change the first Friday of the month is really on the first Friday of the month.
It really is,
No matter
yeah,
whenever
yeah.
it's scheduled, so.
Except for June when it's the different Friday, first Thursday. Yeah, I got you. Hard to do.
Anyway, I don't have anything else though.
Jana?
The only thing that I have to report is State Board of Accounts is they're pretty much done, or they're all.
I was wondering.
Finished up.
I was great.
With 18, so everything looks really good, so.
Good.
Are they happy campers with their new digs?
Yeah, oh yeah, I think
Okay.
they're very happy, so thank you.
Okay,
Well, good job. Tell everybody
Yeah.
you did a good job.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess we'll be told when the exit interview is.
I believe it is June, did I send you that email? I think it's June 20th, if I remember right. He wanted to make
I've
sure
got it.
that, yeah, everyone was available, so I do not know a time for sure, but, yeah. I said June 20th. I'll double check and get back. I'll send you an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, guess what? Barking dog ordinance.
Oh,
Okay.
so I need some more clarification
Well,
on that. I
well,
was gonna
no,
talk to you about it after the
I'm
meeting.
back, hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Because this is what I woke up with this morning. You know how you wake up sometimes thinking things. We had talked about, well, we'll exempt, and Sheriff, this is important for you guys too. We had a request to make the barking dog ordinance non-existent on a 5 or 10 acre plot of ground. And it sounded kind of reasonable to me. So I asked Matt about it, and it wouldn't appear to be a big deal to make that change. However, I got to thinking about the sheriff's department. They get a call, they get a barking dog complaint. How would they know it's on a 5 acre plot? They would have no, they're gonna have to go into the GIS and check all that out before they go, and that's just not. And then, if you had it on a 5 acre plot, and they were down in the southwest corner, and there was a southwest, and you had a northeast neighbor right next door, then that didn't work. So I guess I'm simply saying, as much as I hate to it for the constituent that asked me to change it, I can't see changing it. It is what it is, makes it a lot easier for those guys, so.
That was kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, is the mechanics of the idea.
That's right, that's exactly
The
right.
mechanics of how
It's one of
it
those
works.
things that sounds good on the outside, but when you start to think about it, it's not gonna work. It can't, we'd be putting the sheriff's department in a pickle every time they go out on a barking dog ordinance.
Even if it was 20 acres.
And if it was 20, it wouldn't make any difference.
Well, and the
so.
same issues would occur. In
Yeah.
a
If they're in
20
the
acre
corner.
parcel, you're typically
that's
gonna
right.
be up on the road, and if your neighbor is
Yeah.
right next.
So I just wanted to know where I was
Okay.
at on that, which is my recommendation to do nothing. That's all I had, sir.
Okay, I really don't have anything at this point. Anything from public? Tiffany, did you? Yes.
I talked to Commissioner Western this morning about our road, and he said it would be better to address you, Forrester, about possibly putting a school bus stop, or a school bus sign, and lowering the speed on the road.
Okay, Brandon, do you want to address that? As far as lowering the speed, it's very difficult.
There's been quite a bit, it's just outside of South Bend. The bridge was unwritten. We had a lot more traffic out there, but we had
one tree hit within about a year and a half, not on our particular property, but in that area. Where I live, there's just a little bit of a hill, like 5 good-sized maple trees. Wintertime, it gets icy, and the speed is really dangerous. And on one side of the property, there's a hill, and then the driveway is lower. That's where the bus stops to pick up my little granddaughter. And there's been a lot of people that just about didn't get to stop. And the road, it's a country road. It's asphalt, the press goes the wrong way and so forth. And we're talking mostly people. So if you could, if I could talk to you afterwards or something, I would appreciate that.
I can just tell you quickly, to change a speed limit, there's a lot involved in that. So, yeah. And the other thing that confuses me is, did you move? You're starting to talk about this and where you live, and I'm thinking,
Just about.
well, congratulations for moving. I didn't know you'd moved, so. Oh, okay. Well, we don't see each other that often anymore, so.
Could you give us your name and address right now?
My name is Donna Bowers,
Okay,
and it's 7555 West River Road.
okay, thank you.
I will tell you, Donna served a lot of years with EMS. Always appreciated having her.
Thank you. Anything else? Sheriff?
Nope, that's why I was here.
Okay.
They asked me to come over. I know South Whitley stopped a couple cars out here the other day, and we get quite a few complaints, especially
On River Road.
on River Road, yeah, they cut through back and forth to come up to the cop.
You're aware how the road kind of goes back and forth, and it's,
Okay.
I have to look for my mail out of my mailbox, and it's right at the edge of my property because
Okay.
she can't ride by.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, anyone else? Call for the motion? Motion adjourned. Second. Thank you, everyone.
It's